demolition in Phoenix, y'all. They got the brakes beat off them without Anthony Davis. Phoenix now leads the series 3-2. LeBron had 24, 5, and 7. The King not sugarcoating anything.
Got our ass kicked. I mean, it's just that simple. They got to whatever they wanted to get to in this game, and we got to be better, obviously, if we want to force a game 7. So, I mean, it's literally win or go home at that point. So, you shoot all the bullets you got and throw the gun too. So, I look forward to the environment. Obviously, our Laker faithful going to give us a lot of energy, and I look forward to the moment. I look forward to the challenge, and see what brings out the best of me and my teammates.
The Lakers, one loss shy of becoming the 6th defending champion to lose in the first round under the NBA's current playoff format. It would be LeBron's first time going home in the first round. He entered the playoffs 14-0 in the opening round. Stephen A., you're up first. Who's most accountable for the Lakers' blowout loss?
Well, I'm going to put most of the onus on LeBron James and Coach Frank Vogel. I mean, listen, it's a game 6. It's not a game 7. It's not the end. You don't write the epitaph of LeBron James because of this, because there is a game 6, rather, because this was game 5. There is a game 6, potentially a game 7. So it's not over. But you knew what was stacked against you, particularly with Anthony Davis out. And here you are, you show up. And I know that you made passes and guys weren't shooting open shots. I get all of that. Other times they were missing. And I'll let Max get into all of that because there were a few people on the Los Angeles Lakers that were pathetic. They were soft. They were weak. They came across as a team that conceded the game pretty much minutes into it. But LeBron's the leader. And guess what? He didn't look much better. So I'm going to put that on him because it's not just about you scoring your points or whatever. It's you galvanizing the troops and leading in the way that you're supposed to. He didn't do that last night. But the big onus, a bigger onus to me, falls on Coach Frank Vogel. See, it's moments like this where you get reminded that Frank Vogel wasn't their first choice. He really wasn't their second choice. It's just that because of somewhat of a checkered past against Jason Kidd, he couldn't be the guy that was hired to be the head coach of the Los Angeles Lakers. Because I'm here to tell you as a point of fact that Jeannie Buss wanted Jason Kidd to be the head coach of the Los Angeles Lakers, which is why everybody was contemplating, how long is Frank Vogel going to be there? But props to Frank Vogel, who came in and won the chip last year and had them ready to play in the bubble. But last night, Mr. Vogel, Coach Vogel, where the hell was your defense? I mean, we saw guys running layup lines. We saw guys shooting uncontested, wide open 3-point shots. We saw them pushing the ball up the floor and guys not getting back. We saw you put forth a starting 5 last night that hadn't started together all season long, if I remember correctly. And by the way, where the hell is Montrezl Harrell? Where the hell is he? Okay? Because it's just inexcusable that you haven't found a way to use this dude who's the 6th man of the year. You brought him there. I understand that Andre Drummond is a bigger body. He can play. He was serviceable with his 13 rebounds, 4 offensive. But Montrezl Harrell is an Energizer Bunny. He's a dog, and I mean that in a positive way. He's a dog. Where the hell is he? You got to put him out there. You know Anthony Davis is not reliable. Now, I'm not going to disrespect Anthony Davis because if you injured, you injured. And he's got multiple injuries to the same leg, Max. And I get that. But damn, you got Charles Barkley on the air. I mean, if ever there was a time Charles Barkley was hilarious and made you fall out of your chair, it was last night when he called Anthony Davis street clothes.
Yeah, pull up we have his injury history for this season, if we can pull that up.
I mean, that was just hilarious, okay? And I ain't knocking. I don't like to chide Anthony Davis because you injured, and I respect that. But the bottom line is he's an injury-prone player. You know this, Frank Vogel. How in the hell do you not prepare the Los Angeles Lakers, particularly your front line, to be able to play without Anthony Davis, at least defensively, at least when it comes to rebounding, at least when it comes to having some kind of interior presence? That's on Frank Vogel. Yeah. So I'm just looking at it, Max, and I'll hand it off to you by saying this. LeBron James, listen, it's on the line. I don't want to hear no damn GOAT conversations. It was never an issue with me. I don't want to hear, you better show up in game 6 and be not just a great player we know you to be, somebody who's worthy of being on a Mount Rushmore, you better galvanize these troops and get these boys ready because your teammates look soft. They look weak. Last night, they just got straight pumped. You down by 30 in the first half.
Let's get Max in here.
That's what happened.
The person most responsible for the loss, and it took a lot of people to have a loss like that. Like, you could say whatever you want. I don't know what happened in the second half of that game. Anyone watching the second half of that game? Everyone was watching Denver and Portland. 20 down, 27 down, 30 points at the half. Get out of here. The person most responsible for the loss is Dennis Schroeder. That's the person most responsible. And I don't want to hear, Stephen A., the particulars about what role needs to be filled now that AD's not playing. It's much simpler than that. Your best player is LeBron. He was able to play. Your second best player is AD. He couldn't go. Your third best player is Dennis Schroeder. Dennis Schroeder turned down $84 million because he wants $100 million. He's the third best player on the team. He has to step up and be the second best player. The big question was, okay, Schroeder's better than Rondo in the regular season. We're not in the regular season now. We're in the playoffs, and there's playoff Rondo. What's playoff Schroeder look like? There's no such thing as playoff Schroeder, apparently. Stephen A., here are the numbers from Schroeder last night. 0 for 9 shooting, 0 for 4 from 3. He had 1 assist and no points. When you needed this dude to step up, he had 0 points. Not in the first quarter, in the game. 0 points. The first Laker to go scoreless in a playoff game while shooting 9+ shots since the franchise moved to LA. So you can talk to me about Montrezl Harrell and Andre Drummond and how coach should have used them and LeBron not stepping up enough and everything else. Your wannabe $100 million point guard needed to step up, and he gave you 0 points. He did something that no one has ever done with the Los Angeles Lakers. If you're looking for one guy to blame, Schroeder deserves it most.
Please, no disrespect, Max. You're not wrong. I'm not trying to imply that you're wrong with what you're saying about Schroeder himself and his pathetic, weak, impotent performance. You're absolutely right. But it's an absolute joke if you acting like he the cause of what the hell happened last night. You could have a bad game like that from Schroeder and still be a bit more respectable. Understand that we're not here talking about how the Lakers lost a game. If we just talked about how they lost Game 5, we dissect how they lost Game 5. All right, you roll back to the Staples Center for Game 6. This conversation is about a beatdown that took place in Phoenix. A straight-up beatdown. They got punked, yo. I mean, these brothers rolled up on the court. Phoenix said, get the hell out of the state. And they did it in inside of 15 minutes. We got Snoop Dogg on Instagram talking about the Clippers. The Clippers.
So you have Snoop talking Clippers. You did something.
The Snoop Dogg wears purple and gold. Snoop Dogg got a car draped in purple and gold. Snoop Dogg I've been at the compound, Max. I've been at the compound. The Snoop compound. Lakers stuff everywhere. Snoop Dogg was the one going crazy when Kobe dropped 60 on his last night in the NBA. God rest his soul. Snoop Dogg was on Stephen A's World on ESPN Plus. The Clippers. The Clippers? And this brother goes on Instagram and it's like, yo, it's about the Clippers now because the Lakers are soft. He called the Lakers soft. He said they can't guard. He talked about Coach Frank Vogel and how he needed to be fired. He brought up Montrezl Harrell. I mean, my God, that was a beat down. And they better show up in games. Molly, I got to fly to. I was planning on being in New York, looking forward to enjoying my next few weeks. The weather nice, it's beautiful. You see outside the pier at South Street Seaport. I was planning on being in New York. I got to fly to LA tomorrow. I got to be there.
We all feel very sorry for you.
Because
we feel very sorry for you. Molly, do you feel sorry for Stephen A?
I always feel sorry for him.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Our sympathies,
It could be the end. It could be the end. LeBron James, first time going home in the first round.
All right, let me just say this.